The championship battle continues in the Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Series. Paul Whibley led our last race early with the flying Suzuki duo of Mullins and Strang, along with Barry Hawk, charged to the podium. In the end, Strang outlasted his teammate Mullins to win again and take the series points lead back.
Folks, Racer TV is on your TV. That means Jason Wygant, your host, and coverage of the Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Series. That's America's largest off-road racing series for motorcycles and ATVs. Today, it's time for the off-road motorcycles again. Phenomenal championship fight comes to Southern Ohio's Sunday Creek Raceway. We call it the Wiseco John Penton GNCC, named after the John Penton, who was a man who really pioneered off-road racing here in the United States. And Mr. Penton will be very proud of the riders battling for the championship this year. There's some imported motorcycles and some imported riders. A rider from New Zealand, Paul Whibley, battling with a rider from Australia, Josh Strang, to try to win this championship. Strang won the last one while Whibley had some problems. Can Whibley bounce back? We'll find out in a second, but first let's talk to some of our top riders before we go racing.
Last race at Somerset, I ended up on the podium, and I felt good there. Had good last half of the race, but I just need to be a little more aggressive and minimize my mistakes early in the race. And I know I could still run with those guys, Strang and Mullins, and Whibley. Those guys, Thad Duvall, they're pinning it from the beginning, and I know I got the speed to stay there and ride with them. It's just a matter of me riding more aggressive early in the race, and hopefully I can do that here today. I like his track, so we'll see how things turn out.
All right, here we are, round 8, Millfield, Ohio, coming off a second place finish in Pennsylvania. Battled with my teammate, and really looking forward to today. I used to live about 2 hours from here, so I really know the terrain, and I actually got my first ever GNCC win here back in 2007, so really like this track, and the conditions look about perfect. So I'm just going to go out, stick to what I've been doing, get a good start, and just ride my own race. And I'm wanting to get that second win of the year, and I've been consistent with podiums, but I definitely think today is going to be a good day.
Yeah, well, last year was obviously a bit muddier than today. Today should be a really good day. Last lap last year I had a pretty decent lead, and then coming in towards the finish, something happened, and a guy got past me, so it was a bit of controversy, but not too bad. It was last year and this is this year, so looking to have a good day.
One of the riders to watch out here in Southern Ohio is Jimmy Jarrett. He's the teammate of Paul Whibley. He always seems to go fast in this home-type race. In fact, the only GNCC win he's ever collected on his career was right here at Sunday Creek. Now, we've also got a lot of fast riders from this neck of the woods in our XC2 Lights class, so we'll keep an eye on them coming through the overall ranks as well. Let's go to the starting line and see how the Buckeyes do in their home race.
Southern Ohio is a mecca of American off-road racing. A lot of people pumped about this. A lot of the riders from overseas choose to ride and train in this area. There's John Penton himself, still on hand to see how the KTM machines that he originally brought to the United States are performing for 2009. Well, it won't be long till we see how the KTMs and everything else comes together, because we're going to go racing at the Wiseco John Penton GNCC. Engines are off, and the green flag waves. They will be on. And it's on right now, rushed into the first turn. Whibley has the good line. He's up there in the point, so he gets to pick a great position off the start. And the number 2, Geico Kawasaki, into the lead. I cannot believe how much Whibley's starts have improved through the years. His teammate Jarrett is way back. Nathan Canny, a bad start. Hawk, and I believe that was actually Strang coming up in about dead last. So big opportunity here from Whibley, and he's going for it. With Glenn Carney on the factory Husqvarna in the number 2 spot. Yeah, that's Strang back there with Hawk. A lot of ground to make up. Glenn Carney in the lead. And listen to the 2-stroke wail on the WR300 Husqvarna. Jarrett has already climbed up to the number 3 spot. Canny right with him. And that shows how quickly things can change in the GNCCs. Here's Strang. So, as quickly as we said those guys got bad starts, they're up front. Not so good for Mullins, who was with them early. Jersey already coming untucked. He obviously had some trouble. Back to the starting line we go. XC2 Pro Lights. the 250Fs. It's like Corey Buttrick going for the whole shot here in the home state on the number 12. And another home stater, Caleb Russell, is going to edge him out for the whole shot. Buttrick gets back out in front of him. The Shock Doctor KTM duo is 1 and 2 early in XC2. Nice job by Buttrick laying it over in that corner. And again, they cannot practice or pre-run on these tracks. Another Ohio native, Watkins, is right there. When you see these guys railing corners early, well, that's just blind faith. They don't really know how these corners are going to hold up. They do not practice or pre-run. They're just reading the terrain. Whibley back out front of Carney, and then Jarrett there in third. These guys are good friends. They ride and train together a lot off of the racetrack. They all at one time raced for Suzuki. It's Chris Hollis, an Australian, coming through in fourth on the 115. Canny on the orange KTM is next, and then Strang. He's the one carrying the flag for Suzuki nowadays. And here's Hawk trying to make up for his bad start. And Hawk just rides right around Kurt Caselli, who is a former champion of the Works Series, who is struggling a bit here in 2009. It's just an example. So Carney now back into the lead. Virgin terrain through here. Look at this, just carving it up. Whibley comes through. Canny has made it to third. He has gotten around Jarrett. Pick your own line through there. Be careful, Josh Strang. He got hit by a root. Able to keep it on two wheels. Hollis, another Australian right behind him. And here comes Mullins, who almost threw it away in that ditch. They've raced here for a long time, so they're struggling to find new terrain. They found it through there. Now back onto established race course. Whibley back in front of his teammate Jarrett as they go uphill. You see all those tree roots there. Well, those are the ones that are exposed. Just imagine how difficult it is when you hit them when you can't see them in the virgin terrain. Here comes Strang right by. He's got Canny behind him. See if Canny can tuck in and run with these guys who have been on the podium the last couple of weeks. Canny needs a little shot in the arm of confidence. Just getting started here in Ohio. Stay tuned. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, Yamaha, and Honda Generators, the official generator of Racer TV. It's a Kawasaki show early on here. Paul Whibley on the number 2 takes a look over his shoulder and says, well, if it's only my teammate behind me, although what is the deal here? He's actually letting Jimmy Jarrett take the lead. Now, we mentioned in the past that Whibley's not a strong starter, but that's a whole nother level. Here's the rest of the pack, and these guys are battling hard. Strang, Canny, and Mullins, but they have to. They need to catch those two Kawasaki's out front. And there is Hawk, who has done a good job working his way up from nearly last to catch those riders. He and Strang got bad starts, but these are long races. Plenty of time to catch these guys, the 2 and the 6. I'm just confused as to what Whibley was doing there, looking over and letting Jarrett pass him. Strang in third, trying to save some energy, followed by Canny, Mullins, and let's see if, yes, Hawk is still right there in connection. Let's go back to XC2, and Corey B, running it hard like you have to do in a 250F, has pulled a little gap now in the lead. In the mud, Whibley working his way through some riders in other classes. There are tons of amateur riders out here now. There's a class for everyone. If you got a dirt bike, come out here and race it. Look at this. Hawk is up into third, and the fans are going crazy on it. And Nate Canny not giving up. He's showing some real determination today. He wants up on that podium as they fight their way through the ruts. And then Mullins comes by, and Strang at the back of the train. So Strang has gone backwards, and he might hit the back of that lap rider. That was lucky. And they love their off-road racing out here in Ohio, and they love Jimmy Jarrett, so they're pointing out lines for the number 6 to use. And he just cut a little bit of racetrack off to save some time, save some energy, and stay with his teammate. And how about the Hawkster? He said he needed to go faster early in the races, and that's exactly what he's doing today. 2003 GNCC champ up in third. And there's Canny in fourth, and here come the Suzukis. And you know that they are not happy back where they are, Mullins and Strang. Expect them to move closer to this man, Whibley, who led by over a minute on the early laps of our last race in Pennsylvania, and had all sorts of mechanical gremlins allow the pack to catch back up to him. Today, whoa! Whibley splitting the fans there. Today his only challenges from his teammates so far. But here comes Nate Canny looking to roll, leaping uphill and taking third from Hawk. Mullins doing the same. Look at the flash bulbs going off. Not much opportunity for airtime here in a woods race. They take whatever opportunities they can get. The Kawasaki rider still leading the charge. This uphill's difficult enough if you're not getting kicked in the face by lapped riders. Whibley and Jarrett able to survive. Now Hawk back in front of Canny. Uphill we go. And the fans are pumped. We got a great race. And a whole bunch of different teams and riders are in the hunt. This is classic GNCC racing. Keep watching here on Racer TV. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, Yamaha, and Honda Generators, the official generator of Racer TV. Jason Wygant giving to the call. Paul Whibley still leading the race. Jimmy Jarrett here still in the number 2 spot. This track is very dynamic. You've got some mud in some of the valleys. You've got hard-packed, dusty terrain in the fields. And it's also been dynamic on the leaderboard. Now Charlie Mullins up to 3rd. Nathan Canny, who was 4th, is still in 4th, but Canny is now in front of the man who used to be in 3rd, him. Barry Hawk, who's now back to 5th. And expected to just keep changing. That's what GNCC racing is all about. And there's Josh Strang, our series points leader, at the back of that train. In the mud we go. Paul Whibley splitting the lap riders again. A little bit more difficult for Jarrett, who runs into a fan and another rider. And you see how slick it is out here. You lose momentum. It's very hard to get going. And yes, folks, that is all a part of Grand National Cross Country Racing. Mullins and Canny looking to take advantage of that. Here's Hawk and Strang. The Kawasaki riders up front give them any ground. That charging foursome is going to make it a 6-rider duel for the win. So let's see if the Geico boys can keep their heads down and charging. It's time for the pit stops. Fresh fuel tank for Whibley, new goggles, some advice from his wife there on the right. Jarrett's right behind him in the same pit. Whibley is out, Jarrett is out as well. Don't run into anybody else, Jimmy. Okay, Ampro FMF Yamaha tent. Hawk, he's going in for service. FMF Suzuki, you got Strang in front of Mullins. And Hawk's wife telling him get on the gas and stay in front of the Suzukis. Great racing. Stay with us, but now it's time for our Rocky Mountain Spotlight. All right, it's time for back-to-school shopping, and Rocky Mountain ATV MC has all the casual wear you need. Don't fight the traffic, the high gas prices, busy stores, or angry moms this year. Shopping with Rocky Mountain is as easy as picking up your phone or going to their easy-to-use website. Your time is precious, so Rocky Mountain has made it easy to quickly search for apparel by placing drop-down filters on apparel pages that include size, brand, and price. You're bound to find exactly what you're looking for and quickly at the best prices around. Rocky Mountain ATV MC stocks thousands of apparel items like t-shirts, hoodies, shoes, jeans, hats, sunglasses, beanies, and more in the most popular power sport industry brands like Fox, Alpine Stars, Thor, DC, Dragon, Oakley, One Industries, Shift, Torque, and more. Need to save money? Save up to 80% or more. Rocky Mountain is the low price leader of all things off-road. So they carry a wide selection of closeout apparel at phenomenal pricing. You will not find lower prices or such a huge selection anywhere else. Afraid of getting the wrong size? No problem. Rocky Mountain has you covered there as well with their no-risk, fit guaranteed program. If an article of apparel doesn't fit properly, Rocky Mountain will gladly exchange the wrong size for the right and will even pay shipping on the first exchange. Check their website out or call for full details. They also have the school supplies you need with the ATV and motorcycle off-road look. Binders, pencils, backpacks. Try finding those in the big box stores. It's only available at Rocky Mountain. It's time to let everyone know of your off-road pride, and Rocky Mountain is here to help. Go back to school in style this year. Rocky Mountain ATV MC is the leading online seller of ATV and motorcycle tires, parts, accessories, and apparel. With an industry-leading website, free shipping on orders over $99 in the continental U.S., and a huge inventory of in-stock items, you're sure to get the products you need at the prices you want, shipped quickly to your door. Visit RockyMountainATVMC.com for more, or call 1-800-272-6329 to request a free catalog. Well, speaking of back to school, Paul Whibley has been schooling the competition today. He's led most of this thing, but his teammate Jarrett has not been more than this far apart all day long. And here's Strang now up to third. Can he finally get some momentum going? We've seen him get to third a few times today, and the mistakes dropped him back. Mullins in the number 4 spot, so the Suzukis have gotten past the Yamaha here of Hawk and the KTM of Canny. Hawk and Canny desperately need to stay with this lead foursome. These guys, Whibley, Jarrett, and then Strang and Mullins have had the majority of the podium finishes this year. Canny has had 1 podium, Hawk has had 1 podium. They need more of those top 3 finishes to build some confidence, then try to get to victory lane. And here comes Josh Strang. Yeah, he's clear of that battle, and now as he runs to that mulch pile, he is looking to put his head down and go after the Kawasaki's. XC2 battle raging. Corey Buttrick, and he's got company from Caleb Russell. Russell, the points leader in that class. Both these kids from Ohio want to win in front of the home, state, friends, and family. It's heating up. Stay with us. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, Yamaha, and by Honda Generators, the official generator of Racer TV. They call him the Axeman, Paul Whibley, who used to race and work in the New Zealand forest. He was a forest ranger before becoming a full-time off-road racer, leading the way. His teammate Jimmy Jarrett is second, and here comes Josh Strang in third. Time is now running out for Strang to put in a charge. The Kawasaki boys have had something that no one else is able to answer today. Back to XC2. Caleb Russell has gotten the number 1 spot away from Corey Buttrick. He's gotten past that lap traffic, so Russell into the number 1 spot. Whoa! And we got a change in the lead. Jimmy Jarrett has gotten by Whibley. Wheel to wheel in the fields we go. Whibley gets him back. So Wibbs thought he could rest out front. No way. And here comes Strang with a hammer down. Got that FMF Makita Suzuki 450 wound out. White flag is out. Whibley wrestling the lead back from his teammate Jarrett. Jarrett has got to prove his endurance down the stretch. Whibley is so strong, the only one who has been able to outlast him in a race this year and beat him on the last lap is Strang. Can Jarrett get it done and win one for the home folks? And I don't know if Strang is going to be able to get it done today. He has not been able to close that gap. Maybe it's a case of the Kawasaki boys pushing each other. You saw how much faster Whibley got as he goes past his wife, Catherine, there is cheering him on. Get a lot faster once he got passed by Jarrett. Jarrett's got the hammer down. He's not tired. Here we are near the 3-hour mark, and he is upping the pace. But I don't think it's going to happen. We're on the Sunday Creek motocross track, and it looks like everything is going Paul Whibley's way. A heartbreak of a ride our last time out in Pennsylvania. He broke a water pump. He had suspension issues. He was lucky to finish the race. Today, he's not going to just finish. He's going to finish first, and this might just be enough to give him the series points lead back. Paul Whibley, the Axeman, cometh and taketh away from the rest with a win here in Ohio. Nice job by Jimmy Jarrett showing some style there on the motocross track. He'll be happy with a podium, but he's had a lot of those in the last couple of years. He wants another race victory. JJ, second for the day, and Josh Strang, not where he wants to be. Third place is nice, but he comes out here to win races. It was a big battle to get there, though, and we'll see who takes fourth. It looks like it's going to be Mullins. Let's get down to victory lane.
Yeah, it was good. Definitely looking at the title at the end of the year, so I was definitely happy with well, actually, I wasn't too happy with third place, actually, but it'll do, and only 8 points, I think, damaged, so it's not too bad. And can't help the guys at FMF Makita Suzuki enough, and my mechanic Chris Wolf for helping me out, and look forward to Snowshoe.
All right, those are your results. Hawk ends up 5th. Trouble for Canny. He drops back to 10th. Let's talk to our second-place finisher.
Yeah, I got a good start and got up front pretty quick, and Paul and I, was battling with a couple people the first lap, and then we got into first and second, and it didn't even really feel like we were pushing each other that hard, but we had a good pace going, and being teammates, you knew we weren't going to try to take each other out, or we weren't pushing each other that hard, and every lap we came around, it seemed like we were getting just a little bit farther ahead, and it was pretty cool to go be up there like that all day. I haven't been done that, for a long time. So, the last lap I had a couple spots I'd picked out. I was going to try to get him, and unfortunately a lapper and I got together and crashed, and I got up and took off again and fell again, and that was it. He was gone. But I was happy to get second and happy for our team.
It's darn close in the standings between Whibley and Strang. Expect this battle for the title to go all the way down to the last race of the year in Indiana. Let's hear from him.
Yeah, this race I was looking for a bit of redemption. The disappointment from the last round with breaking the water pump cover on the bike and falling back to 7th in the race. So this race I felt good. I got a good start, took the whole shot, and led most of the race. Glenn Carney's actually up front for a little bit, and he led through the tight stuff and ended up crashing in a mud hole. So I got the lead back again, and then me and Jimmy just kind of checked out. We were kind of riding our own little race, our own little battle. And I guess came down to the last lap again. I managed to hold on for the win.
The last lap, that is the specialty of Whibley. Caleb Russell wins again in XC2. He is threatening to make this championship a runaway. Quite a battle today with Corey Buttrick, and Jason Thomas rounds out the podium of the monster Andrews Yamaha. Let's go to the Yamaha race recap. Glenn Carney led everyone through the tight stuff, and like Whibley said, he crashed in a mud hole, and that opened the door for Whibley and Jarrett to take the number 1 and 2 spots. We expected a challenge for these two, but it was like a poster shoot or a day at the test track. It was nothing but Kawasaki's battling all day long. Josh Strang, valiant run in 3rd, was not able to close the gap. He'll take the points that he gets for that 3rd-place finish. There's Buttrick and Russell battling in XC2. Russell eventually able to get the lead, and he'd hold on for a victory. But up front overall and in the XC1 class, it was all Paul Whibley who takes a clutch victory because now he's back out in front in the series championship. But you can expect this title fight to go all the way down to the wire, so keep watching on Racer TV. For everyone here, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for joining us.